Okay. It seems that we are live and up and running. Hello, happy Easter, and welcome to XRL X2 Round 5. I'll be your host, Root Beer King 28, or, well, Root Beer King as of right now. So right now, so far, so very, very dramatic for an interesting start to the season. We've seen many things happen in this season, including which, several, or like 2 restarts at Bahrain, and which, if I'm going to be honest, it's kind of good to be back in the driver's seat, quote unquote. And what, of course, I mean by that is me being in the commentary box. For it is time once more to go racing. And today we are racing in the Netherlands. This is the Circuit Zandvoort. Very much a historical track, tracing back through the 60s in F1 culture. And it will be interesting to see modern F1 cars absolutely zip through the very interesting I say bankings. They're very slight changes in pitch, I suppose. So yeah, it's going to be definitely an interesting race. We got first up in the Mercedes Petronas F1 team, we have Torpedo and Wise. And in Scuderia Ferrari, we have Zola and Lowe. Aston Martin Red Bull Racing, we got Careless Jackson and Tootie. Then in McLaren, we have Schmee and Egger. In the Renault DP World F1 team, that's interesting, never noticed that one. We have RB Lama. And then we have Tigores, Scuderia AlphaTauri. We have Waldo and Atwi. 2 Finns in one team. That's going to be very interesting to see. Then we have Fiend, and then we also have Pengu. It's nice to see the Welshman here today. Hopefully he doesn't have an early DNF like we have seen previously. Then we have Alfa Romeo Racing, and we have Jeebus John and... Wait a minute. Okay. For a second there, I thought we were actually having Antonio Giovinazzi in here. Oh, that would have been interesting. Then we have Trap. Interesting to see somebody from Poland in here, but oh well. To be honest, it is international, so take what you can get. Then we have Danny JJ in the Haas, and then we have Tamir F1 and Joe Pelli. Now, I must say, it will be interesting. Also, I just realized Joe Pelli is also, is also from the Netherlands. There we go. Whew, all of this, it's been a while since I've been doing this, so it's definitely odd to feel, but hopefully I'll be back in the swing of things and maybe a bit less stuttering and a bit less uhs. What do you think? Unfortunately, we only have currently 3 people watching, but thank you for the people who's watching right now, because I cannot see the stream chat right at this moment because, well, I'm blabbering on. After all, that is pretty much my job. So, yeah, I guess we're waiting now until Zola gives the command to start. I have, we're going to be hoping for some dry weather today. But all in all, hopefully we will be seeing some just fantastic racing today. Unfortunately, it seems though everybody has bad internet connection. Except Low, Shmee. Yeah, bad. Oh, I also have good connection. Nice. And then Pengu is just black and white. I don't even know what that means. Just like, does he have internet connection? No. It's good. It's good. It's nice to be back in the commentator's box and on the microphone. And I hope you guys all missed your posh southerner commentator. There we go. That's a mouthful to get out. But yeah, there we are. Now, I am indeed hoping that we are going to be looking for some just absolute fantastic and indeed stellar racing. Also, if you guys want to chat anything in chat, I can now see chat now, as Zola has now given the command to ready up. And since we're spectators, we don't need to do such a thing. So yeah, go ahead and send any message you want in chat. I will be answering them, hopefully, as long as there's nothing crazy or dramatic happening in the moment. But yeah, so please sit back, spit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because, well, we're at Zandvoort. When does anything go calmly at Zandvoort? Answer: never. What, this track with that many pitch changes, that's just asking for some insane racing, and hopefully we will be seeing that said insane racing today. And also, hopefully maybe we'll have Herbie back in the commentary box, but for right now I am solo. Yeah, so Zandvoort, definitely, absolutely one of the most oddest tracks, especially in 2020's F1 calendar. But personally to me, what I find the most oddening about this season is, well, I think there was like 3 Italian Grand Prix last year, or last season, more like. I mean, that many Italian Why? I mean, I understand how nice and lovely the, oh, wow. Hang on a second. Enough of my blabbering for a moment. Look at this. Look at the pits. That's recently paved. That's wonderful. God, none of the tire marks looks like have ever been laid on this track. Okay, hello, hello. Then we also have, who's my money on for the win? Well, we have been seeing some absolutely fantastic racing by Atway, and indeed Tigores with Beard Boost and Ultimate no longer in the picture, having gone to XRL X1. So we could see some definitely interesting racing from all of these drivers, especially, I mean, just look on board. The pitch change is just absolutely absurd on this track. Agreed, Danny JJ. Agreed. And also, I just got word from Zola, it's going to be an all-dry session. All dry for all of the drivers. So it's going to be some absolutely fantastic racing, is to be assured. Fortunately, hopefully not no chaos in this race. As I'm currently now on the onboard of Careless Jackson, as he's currently warming up his tires for his on-lap here in Q1. So around 17, or I think when we start, when we did start, we had around 18 minutes, but now it's almost clocked down to 16. These drivers have to hurry it up if they want to be somewhere in Q2. And indeed, into Q3, and maybe somewhere at the front of the grid. And they will have to push, because... Oh, hello? I think that's Trap. Yep, that is Trap. That is Trap in the Haas. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. The 98 machine having a bit of a moment there on a corner that I do not even know. And I'm not going to bother to look up because I'm focusing on you guys. Oh, dear. Fiend has now a 5-place grid penalty because of apparently I think he got a bit of a Punterino moment with someone in the Racing Point. That's going to be Fiend. Oh, yeah. So Fiend has the penalty, has been unfortunately pushed 5 grid places back, and indeed has received a very, very badly damaged front wing. So nice to be in the commentary box again with all of these fantastic spectators, even though we only have 9 people. It's definitely going to be still a show with all 20 drivers also. So we're going to be expecting some absolutely fantastic racing from all of these drivers. And there's Careless Jackson up on the board for the first time. He has a 1:10.6. 1:10.6. Definitely not bad, but we could see some improvement. Now, the next person, I believe, is going to be maybe... Yep, that's going to be Trap with a 109.8. Absolutely flying. Absolutely incredible to see these drivers try and perform their best here today at Zandvoort. And then we have 2D now setting the fastest lap with a 109.7. Definitely a very quick start for the rental team. But once again, we're just going to have to see of where they're going to place. Then we have BG Bull Beast with a 110.6. Pengu now with a 112.2. Shmi overtaking Pengu now with a 111.0. Yeah, these drivers are starting to set all kind of laps. Now I wonder, is anybody going to set a 108, and when? And that's going to be most likely in Q3, as we're now seeing. I believe that is of... Yep, that's Fiend there, putting on his tire warmers. As we are now on board with Tigorus, as well as Danny JJ now setting a 110.8, and I believe that was Tamir. Nope, that was Atway with a 109.9. So 2D and Atway are probably the people to look out for today, because they are going to be looking extremely quick, as well as Tigorus. I mean, look at him. That's a fine purple Sector 1 if I've ever seen one. Oh! I say that! That was a hard jinx! Manuel Spinala! That's Tigorus. Unfortunately, his back end stepped out, and he pretty much careered off of the track and near into the wall. That would have been a very, very poor way to end Q1. Fortunately, he's still in, but unfortunately, he's just wasted a very perfect Sector 1 lap time. So he's going to be forced to let people through, because there is no way he can recover from that left right now. However, we will be seeing him going once more, charging down into T1 for that somewhat parabolic, parabolica type turn. Indeed, it's very interesting to watch. I mean, just anybody who has motion sickness at home, you maybe want to look away from the screen, because the pitch changes may or may not have a bit of an effect with you. But of course, that's all in mere speculation. You might be just absolutely fine. However, I know for a fact Tigorus is not fine, because that is a red warning sign on his fuel tank. And so he's going to have to conserve fuel, or just find another way to get near where he wants to be, which is right at the top. Also with Wise with a 110.1. So your current top 5 being 2D, Trap, Atway, Waldo, and Wise. And we also have Llama with a 110.8, as well as Tigorus with a 122.5. Very bad, very, very bad. So around, say, 10 seconds off of Pengu's time, he has to find and dig deep if he wants to find any form of lap time. And there we go! That's what I'm talking about. 109.5 for Tigorus. Absolutely flying. So, oh dear, that's a Williams slowing. I think that's of Tamir. Okay, no, that was Joe. That was Joe Pelly. There's Lowe now setting a 110.7. So, the only people who have not set time, and I think that was... I don't know who that was. Okay, I think that was Edgar with a 110.2, with a 110.0. So definitely now the top 5. Wise and Waldo has both been dethroned from the top 5 spot. These guys are absolutely competitive, and the only people who haven't set a lap time yet are Fiend, Joe, Zola, and Jeeves, and Torpedo. Which is definitely interesting. I don't know why they haven't yet. Maybe they're trying to conserve fuel and/or tires for the next session, but we're just going to have to wait and find out. Tigorus now crawling back to the pits, because that is a hardcore red warning sign on his fuel tank. And that can only mean one thing and one thing only. Low fuel. Kind of obvious, to be honest. There's Edgar going by a very slow Tigorus as he now crawls back to the pits. He's trying to conserve all of his fuel, trying to find any way to continue fuel conservation as he now goes through the DRS range and even activates DRS as he now goes into the pits to finish with now 10 minutes left on the clock. It's starting to get a bit tight and a bit tight indeed for these drivers. They have to hurry it up if they want to get anywhere near X2. Now riding on board with Tootie. I bet he's looking for a better lap time than he did with that 109.7. He's going to try to find a couple tenths of a second to see if he can't see if to either close the gap between him and Tygoras or pass Tygoras. Oh, and that's a bit of the inside of the grass. Although it seems that it will not phase him, and he will now have a 109.2, now setting the fastest lap currently for the session. That's now Joe Pelli after a fairly decent lap with a 109.9. Definitely some excitement here today at Zandvoort. All sorts of things are currently happening, and hopefully not, but we might see a lot of wrecks happening. I can definitely foresee it in this kind of track. I can definitely foresee a big one. With only Joe Pelli and Tootie out on track in the top 5, they will be trying to continually increase their lap time so that way they are assured that... Oh, hello. I think that's one of the AlphaTauri cars. No. Was that Tootie? Yeah, that was Tootie. Tootie slowing now, unfortunately now with a low fuel sign. And I think that's Edgar or Shmee that's slowing there. With now Tootie now going into the pits. For some reason, it isn't, if you're posting anything right now or you're sending any messages in chat, for some reason I cannot see you because internet connection bad for some reason. We're now on board with BG Bullbeast, looking to absolutely make a decent impression here today at Zandvoort, but it will have to be fairly quick. After all, there are 7 minutes left in the session, but fortunately he does not have to push it. None of these drivers do, for it's only the top 15, and that's him on the grass for some reason. And invalidates his lap time, which is very disappointing. However, he is indeed in the top 10, which is definitely what you're looking for. With currently Tamir F1 being number 15 spot, Llama has to find some way up the block in trying to get a faster lap time than Tamir, with that 110.8, in which they're only separated by around, say, 5 thousandths of a second, would you say? I'm not sure. But Llama is definitely close. He just has to keep pushing just a little bit more. There goes Danny JJ. Has to find some way, and there we go. We have Tygoras, his Llama's teammate, now retiring from the session. Oh dear, that's a very wide entrance for Llama, as he fortunately does a fairly decent exit, as he now goes through the minor S-bends. God, that's a great shot. Llama is absolutely blitzing it through the corners with now setting the fastest first sector time. He's just having to constantly go through the gears and pace. We might have a fairly decent either qualifier or indeed a very good driver in general. I have never seen Llama race, so we're just going to have to wait and find out. Yeah, that's a purple sector 2 time. So if he just has to keep this up until the end, and he's going to be somewhere near Tootie. And he is close now with now 103, 104, 105, 106. DRS now activated. 108, 109, 110. That's going to be a P8 spot for him. With Mr. Shmee now being in 15th, and Jeebus John and Tamir F1 have both been dethroned from continuing on into the next round. However, they can indeed make a comeback if they can just persevere and continue to concentrate through these corners. They can set a better lap time than they have. They just have to continually concentrate and just make sure that every single corner is TD and nice and tidy. There we go. And there's Danny JJ with the Haas. It's just crazy to see that car just pitch and turn like that. It's insane. Also, fortunately, we now have 10 people watching, so hello and welcome to the Q1 qualifying of the XRL X2 Round 5, that being the Netherlands Grand Prix, or, well, we're just racing at Zandvoort, really. And I'm your host, Root Beer King. I hope you're having a fantastic Easter Sunday, because I know I am, and especially that I get to do this for all of you. That's definitely a fantastic little Kinder Surprise Easter egg or whatever. Seems that everybody has now indeed set a lap time. However, Tootie is continuing to be at the top spot. There goes Mr. Shmee. I think he's going to try to find some way to get past Zola with his 110.3. And Mr. Shmee will have to find around 0.2 of a second if he wants to be anywhere close to Zola and continue on into Q2. It's going to be a definitely interesting fight for 15th, as now Zola exits Sector 2 and continues on through Sector 3. And there's Edgar now with a 109.7, dethroning Tigurus and putting him now into the top 3. That's a very quick pit entrance from Zola there. Good lord. Very much, I think he scared the on-track staff half to death with how quickly they're coming into the pits. Mr. Shmee struggling, I think, maybe with a little bit of his, oh no, actually, he's still on his outlap. That's him on the grass. No idea what he's doing. So currently, the only two that have retired are Kailash Jackson and Tigurus. But of course, we could continually see more retirements along the race. Absolutely a fantastic shot by, I believe, the helicopter, as he now goes out. They cut a little. I think he cut a little. Whoa! Oh, that's a nice Ferrari formation. I will have to take a screenshot of that afterwards. Actually, what? Hang on. I need to check this out. I was about to make a little joke, and then I'm actually kind of interested. Now Llama now retiring also with Trap. So currently it is, oh, wow. So, we're just gonna pretend that it's fairly humid outside in the Netherlands, and so I'm gonna ask everybody in the grandstands to, just take a nice swig of water if you can, so that way you can stay nice and hydrated. We don't want anybody, passing out in this Netherlands sun. Oh, we should be doing that when we go back to the United States, though. So yeah, so we got Pengu, unfortunately, now on the back. Shmee has been relegated now to P18 with Torpedo and P19. Definitely unfortunate. Now, because of the, fortunately, my Twitch chat is back up again, so go ahead and ask any questions, and I'll feel free to answer them. Jeebus John now retiring, and there we go. Zero has indeed clocked in Zandvoort for Q1. That's going to be Tootie currently on pole, and indeed coming into Q2. Edgar and P2 going into Q2 with a 109.4. Around 200ths of a second off of Tootie's time. Definitely not bad, but we could see some improvement in the races to come. Now I'm riding on board with Danny JJ as he comes through the final section and indeed the final corners of the Zandvoort track, which is definitely a very hectic track to say the least, especially when you have around 20 cars on grid. And looks like Danny JJ will be taking it to the finish with a nice P6 with a 109.9. Absolutely a fantastic lap by Danny JJ. And then that's Low coming into the pits. The only one who's still out currently is going to be Tengu. No, he's going into the pits as well. So yeah, that's going to round out Q1 pretty much with all the low fuel signs all over the cars here at Zandvoort. Still a fantastically recently paved track. I don't know why, but I love it. The only one still on track is BG Bullbeast and indeed Danny JJ and Mr. Shmee, or just now have their NPCs currently taking over for them as we round out. Yep, and there we go. I really do indeed like the papaya orange McLarens that they have here. Anyways, that will be the end of Q1 with Tootie currently on pole into Q2, followed by Edgar, followed by Tagoras, followed by Trap, and followed by Joe. Then we have Danny JJ in 6th, Etwee in 7th, Waldo in 8th, both the Alpha Tauris very much similar, in similar position. Then we have Llama, Fiend, Wise, Jeebus, Careless, Tamir, BG, and BG Bullbeast. That's interesting, a Russian in here. Then we unfortunately have the Canadian of Low, Zola, Shmee, Torpedo, and Pengu all out for Q2 and Q3. They have been cut from the chopping block, and that's going to be the Canadian, an English, an American, a Scottish, and a Welsh. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today, as we're now... Okay, that was weird. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing having a fantastic day today, as we now are going through Q2, which is going to be around 15 minutes for all of the drivers to get on the grid and just hopefully perform a fantastic lap here today, because that's what's going to take them into Q3. As I need to currently set up everything. As here we go, there's the first Red Bull, followed by an Alpha Tauri. Then we have some more drivers coming out now. That's going to be a Haas, and indeed a McLaren coming out now. With now Careless Jackson currently now on his outlap. He's going to have to constantly warm up those tires if he wants to continue to stick. So Kratos is telling me Zandvoort is indeed a very old track. Has been redone. I do fortunately know some of the history of Zandvoort because I've watched Grand Prix, a fantastic 1966 film that I encourage anybody who enjoys Formula One and indeed classic Formula One, specifically the 60s. They will absolutely enjoy that movie, although it is fairly long. I think around the running time was around 2 hours. But anyways, we're not focusing on a movie, we're focusing on the real dang thing. Or, well, we are in a video game. Do I know too much? Most likely. Anyways, so currently I think we have Careless Jackson, who's going to be first on out of his outlap into his following lap. We will be on board with him the entirety of the lap as long as nothing crazy goes during his lap, but we will just have to wait and see through the small S-bends. And indeed, through another very interesting 180. There's yellow flags, but I think that was because somebody was slowing. I think that's either the AlphaTauri or the Red Bull. Now we... hey, the number's growing. We now have 13 people now in the session, and there's already a purple Sector 1 from Careless Jackson, of course, because he's the first one on his flying lap, and he's doing a very good job of it. Zandvoort is definitely a tricky track to master, and indeed, without the amount of copious or just constant training and practicing, can leave you high and dry for a decent lap time. And here comes Careless Jackson now through the final corners, and you just look at the grandstands. That's awesome how they're just placed so interestingly. And there we go ahead, and we have Careless Jackson now with a 1:10.059. Absolutely a flying lap, but we can see, and I bet we will see indeed better. And there's Edgar, Danny, and Waldo with respectively all a 1:10.1, a 1:10.3, and a 1:13.7. All kinds of lap times are being set here today, as now yep, there goes Atway with a 1:15.3. Oh dear, I think that's Tamir. Yeah, that's Tamir. He's for some reason in the gravel trap. Fortunately, there's only that Renault now coming by, so hopefully Tamir won't be holding up too many people. Because I know for a fact, for him and indeed the other cars around him, that becomes extremely stressful, really quick. There's the Mercedes slow. Oh, that was a very interesting nick by Tamir. I don't know why he kind of nicked the track there. Oh, hello. Oh, God. Is there any way to ban people? Because I think these guys are just bots. How do you buy viewers? So anyways, I'm sorry, as we continue through this interesting qualifying session, that's a very poor lap time by Tamir. He'll have to find any kind of way to improve on that lap time with a 1:34.0, as he's currently now falling down the order from Waldo, now placing him in P10 with a 1:10.4. There's yellow flags, but I think that's just a car slowing, yeah. Unfortunately, for Llama, he has now unfortunately invalidated his lap time, in which we'll see him unfortunately having to try again, struggling continually. There's yellow flags. I think that's... Oh dear! That's Tamir! That's Tamir out of the race! Oh dear, what happened? I bet he went onto the grass too hard and unfortunately slammed into the wall. Always indeed unfortunate to see these drivers do such a thing. But I guess there we go. We have our first retirement of the session. I wasn't expecting in qualifying, to be honest, though. With now yellow flags once more for a very slow Williams. With Wise now retiring first in Q2 with a 109.3, an absolute flying lap. However, we can see faster, I bet. We just need for somebody to just improve their lap time. I'm thinking around maybe 2D or Tigoras, or maybe even... No, indeed, no, there's Atway. In P7, no, he's going in. There's RB Llama now retiring from the session, even though, yep, that's, yep, okay. I got confused there for a second. Here we see Trap currently going down the pits into his pit box, respectively. And here comes Tootie as well into the pits. Very, very quick. With now currently Danny JJ out, we're gonna watch him on his flying lap. There's a bit of a yellow flag there. Although you have to give Codemasters credit. They have absolutely done a fantastic job. Oh, hello. $1.3K? I am confused. So is somebody giving me channel points? I am all kinds of confused. Danny JJ from Sector 2 got just absolutely blisteringly fast Sector 2 time. Almost at a loss for words there, as now we clocked down to 7 minutes left of Q2. Who will survive and who will continue to go on to Q3? We're just going to have to find out. And indeed, who will take pole for the race ahead. And there's Danny JJ now flying through the pits. Right next to the pit wall, I should be saying, with him continually having the P8 spot of 110.185. Definitely, I've seen faster, but it's just with how much time is left now, it'll be interesting to see. Yep, and there's the red fuel warning. I knew it was going to come on some moment, and that moment was now. Very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate for Danny. He's going to have to struggle back to the pits soon, but I think he definitely has enough fuel to make it back. I suck here for quali. Oh, no. Yeah, hopefully you can do better in the race, Lo. Well, currently now, RB Llama currently separates Waldo and indeed the rest of the outliers from... Excuse me, on this Easter Sunday Netherlands Grand Prix, I guess you could say. And then so currently on the chopping block, we have Waldo, Jeebus, Bull Beast, Tamir, and Fiend. So, unfortunately, it seems that they will be not being able to continue on to Q3. Definite disappointment there. However, it can be that they can persevere and bring it back, as I believe that's what Jeebus... Yeah, I think that's what Jeebus Job is trying to do right now. So it's very interesting. We could see all kinds of things happening here. And now with Jeebus John now coming into the pits. Whoa! Jeebus! You can't be doing that, man! He just absolutely smashed the 80 kph meter board. That actually reminds me, I need to, for all of our European friends, I need to, where is it? No. Oh dear. I can't find it. Oh no. That's because there's telemetry settings. No. No. Get me out. On-screen display. Yep, there it is. Found it. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the now you can see it all in kilometers per hour. My bad. With now Fiend currently out, still trying. He hasn't had a single lap time in. Now with him now, woo, it's now 290 kph as he enters the pit lane. there's Trap going out, apparently. I suppose he just wishes to do better and maybe get somewhere inside, further into the top 5 spot. We're just going to have to find out how he's going to do it, and if he is going to do it, more like. It's definitely interesting to see the new drivers out here, because they definitely show, and they can definitely bring something to the table. Just look how quickly he's blitzing through the corners, although he is turned a little slow a little bit, but he's very much persevering. However, a bit wide on the entrance and exit there. I don't know why, but Zandvoort has a bunch of 180 turns. 180 turn this way, 180 turn that way. Long, jagged section. Zandvoort is definitely an interesting track, to say the least. And definitely one driven by the greats. Mainly the person that comes to mind for me is, I believe, one Jim Clark, in which I think he did race here, and indeed win here at Zandvoort, in which could definitely be a possibility, but for right now, I'm currently too lazy and too, all sorts of things happening there. Oh, why is the entire screen gone? What the, Nani? Okay, there we go. Don't know what just happened there. I guess I accidentally pressed Y on my controller, or my Stream Deck. Yes, my Stream Deck. Yes. So as we now clock to around 1 minute left in the session, it's now or never for all of the guys that are not in the top 10, in which Joe Pelli now separates the rest of the chopping block, which that's now Llama, Jeebus, Bullbeast, Tamir, and Fiend. However, Trap is continually trying to find, I say, to find some form of better lap time. We're just going to have to find out and see what he can do, and he won't be able to, because unfortunately now he has indeed invalidated his lap time. Definitely bad for Trap. Definitely disappointing. Now that we're now coming into around 20 minutes left, or no, excuse me, 20 seconds left in the session, it's really now or never. Oh, wow. All kinds of bumpy ride for Trap there as he goes through a on the continuous section of the beginning of not Q2, Sector 2. Oh, there's a bit of tire smoke. Don't know what happened there. I'm going to look on the replay camera. Yeah, he just saved it there. All kinds of saving. Oh, I think I know how he saved that one. He was using his new coupon code, I bet, for shopping needs. But of course, we can't. Yeah, that's all I'm saying about it. So with now the clock ticking 0 for Q2 here at Zandvoort, that will be Wise now on pole, with your top 5 currently being Wise, Edgar, Joe, Tooby, and Waldo. And then currently outside we have Danny, Tigoras, Trap, Careless, Jackson, Absolutely Llama, Bull Beast, Jeebus John, Fiend, and Tamir, with Llama, Bull Beast, Jeebus John, Fiend, and Tamir currently being out because they didn't qualify. And also, I'm going to go ahead and take this time to thank our sponsors who brought you this fantastic race. We've got ANS3D, CDKeys.com, One Tap, and Clutch Control. So thank you to all of our sponsors of XRL. We are definitely proud to have them with us as our partners. As now we have 12 people watching, which is always nice. So the order is as follows. In the top 5, we have Wise, Edgar, Joe, Tootie, Waldo. Then followed by Danny, JJ, Tigeras, Trap, Careless, and Ashley. And then on the chopping block, we got Lava, Bull Beast, Jeebus, Fiend, and Tamir. Definitely unfortunate for all 5 of these drivers, so it's now going to be a full top 10 fight for the top spot. We're just going to have to wait and find out and see what will happen here. So you can hear the V6 engines now revving and warming up their tires and preparing to go out and hopefully set a decent lap time for their respective teams. You can hear those V6 turbo engines now revving and warming up. There goes out a Haas first thing. Now comes out a Red Bull. And so we now only have 10 drivers now watching and looking onward from what we could maybe see as an interesting lap time. But once again, we're just going to have to find out to see who will be the best driver here at Q3 and who will be pole as we go lights out. So out there goes Tootie, as well as Wise, Joe, Careless, Pygoras, and indeed Danny JJ. As now Waldo's coming out of the pits, Edgar's staying in, and Trap is currently out on his outlap. It is now or never for these guys, as I believe that we only have like 12 minutes left, or at least 12 minutes starting from the Q3 session. But now we are currently clocking down now to near halfway for the 10-minute mark. Very unfortunate for Trap. He's invalidated his lap time. He's actually going fairly slow, as well as with all of the other drivers. They're just trying to continually conserve everything that they have, because if they can play their cards right, it will maybe serve them into the top spot. Either the top 5, top 3, or maybe pole. Now many a driver is currently out for his flying lap, including Atway, which we will be falling on board of. Just an absolutely, it's incredible how crazy this track pitches and turns the car, and it's definitely an interesting track to say the least. We currently have 12 people in the as a spectator currently. I hope you're all having a very, very happy Easter, as I've said before. And once again, if you have any questions, I will answer them. So feel free to put any question or anything that you wish to know about this race and or some of these drivers in the chat, because I always like chatting with you guys. And there's Trap setting the first time with a 109.3, followed by Careless Jackson with a 110.4. Then followed by Joe with a 109.4. Then followed by Wise now taking pole position with a 109.1. And then there's Atway with a 109.7. All kinds of lap times are currently being set here. Tigros with a 109.4. Danny JJ with a 109.8. Careless Jackson with a 110.4. Sector 1 yellow flag. Oh dear! Oh no! It's all gone bad for Atway! Oh dear! All of that. Oh no! Fortunately, the Halo device has indeed saved the driver, as we've seen through Grosjean's incident at Bahrain, and indeed it has. I think it's saved Atway's life here today as well, because there's the Halo device. There's the big tire. Very, very unfortunate for Atway. He'll have to get that tire fixed with his engineers, which will be a very, very quick process that needs to be done if he's wanting to get, if he's wanting to see something near to that checkered flag today. So here is currently what we have in the standings. We currently have 2D up in pole position with a 109.06. Wise with a 109.1. Trap with a 109.3. Tigers with a 109.4 now coming into the pits. Joe Pelli with a 109.47, which is around, like, I would say 600ths of a second off of Tigers' time. Then we have Edgar, who's doing all sorts of things with his wheel, with a 109.6, and then there's unfortunately Atchway with a 107, a 109.7. And then we got Danny JJ, who's currently going into the pits, and is currently in his pit box right now with a 108.4. Then there's Carlos Jackson with a 110.463. And then finally we have Waldo, who has yet to set a lap time. Fairly wide on the entrance and exit, and this is the place where they have indeed gone and wrecked a couple of times, as we've seen, I believe, from Tamir when he went through that little section. As now Waldo's now coming on now to Q3. Definitely seems like it's going to be a decent lap time, but we're just going to have to wait and see as he now goes through the crowds of spectators as he now comes through the final stretch. DRS full in the 8th gear, and getting in P3 with a 109.3. Absolutely insane lap times are being set by these guys, but so far nobody can currently topple 2D. We're just gonna have to see if anybody will try to dethrone him, as we're now coming down to around 6 to around 5 minutes. And there, I believe that is Careless Jackson currently going out. No, that's Careless Jackson coming into the pits. I think that was, yeah, no, that was Tootie coming into the pits. Oh no, he's coming out. Also, I'm just having all kind of a time here in Zandvoort. With now the clock clocking down to around 4 minutes 30 seconds. It's now or never for all of these guys who want to get up either in the top 5, top 3, or pole. And currently we are seeing, I think Wise right now is trying to fight for it as he's now rushing into the pits. Fortunately, they replaced the 80 kph board, so that's good. So no more destruction of property, honestly. So Edgar is now trying to somewhat set a continually decent lap time, but we're just going to have to see and find out if he can, in fact, do something absolutely spectacular for this race, as now we come down to around 4 minutes left in the session. So with all of you guys joining us, this is pretty much the final minutes of Q3. On Easter Sunday for the Netherlands Grand Prix. I'm your host, Root Beer King, and it's nice to see all 13 of you continuing to look onward in this race. Some of you are drivers, other of you are just constant viewers and spectators, and loyal viewers and spectators. And well, we're all the same. We're all glad to have you. As now Edgar is now coming on through the final section, DRS full. In 8th gear, what will he get? He will continue to stay in P8 with a 109.6. Definitely unfortunate for him. Now yellow flags coming in. I think that's going to be Joe Pelli with a fairly slow Williams now coming into the pits. Then we got Wise and indeed Trap now coming out of the pits, as well as Careless Jackson. Going to see if he can't get anywhere near 2D's time of a 109 point. No, that's, excuse me, no, that's a 108.8. That's our first 108 time that we have seen so far for XRL X2 at the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting indeed. However, for the other drivers in between, Tigurus, Danny, Edgar, Atway, and Careless are going to have to try and find their way somewhere near that lap time if they're going to be wanting to be anywhere near the front of the grid. Because they will have to face also guys who have gone through Q2 and Q1, which will be, it's constantly a mixed bag. And there's, I think that's Wise who stopped. No, he hasn't stopped. I thought I saw the Mercedes stop there for a second, but apparently not. And there's the quality water out. So the only thing that's left is the race water. And there's a slowing car. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be Tigurus. No, that's not Tigurus. I think that's actually Joe Pelli, who was slow there for a second on the camera. Oh dear. There's Wise now with an invalidated lap time, with now 43 seconds to go. It's now or never for you guys. Oh dear! Very twitchy exit for Wise as he exits through the corner. And he's already catching somebody else. I think that's going to be a Haas car. And it is. It's the Haas of Danny JJ. Which is definitely something I guess we were not expecting, as now we come now on to 10 seconds left in the session. It's they just have to make up some form of lap time if they want to get anywhere near the top 5 or the top 3 spot, because I don't think anybody's going to be toppling 2D in qualifying today. As the timer now clocks to 0 in Q3 of the Zandvoort Grand Prix. An absolute fantastic helicopter shot that we're getting here. As Wise rolls out of the final corner and onto the front stretch. He's going to be, he, 2D, and Edgar are going to be the first ones to finish, followed by Trap. And indeed, more and more cars will soon be finishing. And indeed, we are going to be now going on to the actual race itself, which I will admit, I don't know why, but it feels like Q3 takes like forever, or at least qualifying takes forever, and then there's racing, and then there's the race itself, and that's just, that thing just goes like a stabbed rat. And then now there's Waldo coming now into the pits. And there we go. All the top 10 drivers now finishing. That's going to be 2D now in pole position, followed by Tigurus, followed by Wise, followed by Joe, and followed by Edgar. Then we have Waldo, Danny, Trap, Atwee, and Careless, all the way back from P6 to P10. So far, everything as personally I predicted. And that being that 2D, Tigurus, and indeed Wise were going to be extremely quick. However, I wasn't expecting Atwee to be so slow. So an absolutely fantastic time from 2D. She'll be on pole position, and indeed going absolutely incredible. And there's Zola giving the announcement that we are going to be going green at 5 past 3, because we'll have around like 5 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna be definitely seeing Tootie get off the line fairly quickly. It's just the case, will Tootie get away from Wise as quickly as she wants to? Because Wise will definitely be trying to catch her. So it's currently 21:05 in England, I believe. Currently, that's UK time, and we just got a +10. I don't know. I don't know from what. Okay, understood. Um, so yeah, for the 5 minutes of the cooldown, we are going to be seeing some definitely intense racing. There is no doubt about that. There's going to be no dull races. When is there dull races here in X2? Answer: we never. Zola now announcing that we go at 21:05. Um. So indeed, we will be seeing some absolutely fantastic racing here at Zandvoort with the tight pitched corners through the curves, and only fate can tell the fate of these drivers, of where they are going to place and if they are going to DNF or not. Whew, I'm already feeling the intensity. I don't know about you guys, chat, and now we got 18 people in. They're all ready to just hear me absolutely yell to the top of my lungs as you can see around the middle right section of the screen there. You can see the lineup of cars on the grid currently. Now waiting for the announcement of Zola to be the first one to ready up, as we're currently in this 5 minute cooldown session. So definitely some interesting things coming in through now 2022, and including which new Le Mans cars. Even though I think that's also no, that's not going to be this year, because I forgot the 24 Hours of Le Mans was canceled, unfortunately, this year due to the virus of quote unquote unknown origin. Um, so, which is definitely unfortunate, because I'm a big endurance guy, and so that's kind of my thing, and which is kind of disappointing. But oh well, we got iRacing to suit our needs. Um, Including which, with the new Le Mans hypercars, so are with the next generation of Formula One cars with the new aero package coming in. It's going to be definitely interesting to see these new futuristic aero packages coming in and replacing the current modern ones. And I don't know why, but the wait is always so long during the cooldown period. It always just is. It just always tenses up your muscles. It makes the adrenaline rush through your head. You're just ready out there. You're just ready to race. So if there's any drivers currently watching from the commentary box, I'm hoping that everybody on the grid will have a fantastic race. And we're well, at least I am hoping to see some absolute incredible action here at Zandvoort. I forgot of always how intense it is, the cooldown period. I know the period is supposed to, well, cool you down and get ready for the race ahead, but it does nothing but tense. So once again, good luck to all drivers um, on the grid. And yeah, we'll be seeing you from the commentary box. As currently now, it is currently 21:04 in UK time. 1 minute to go. Yep, there we go. There is 21:05, I believe. They just I just love how how professional the XRL guys are. They just constantly do their jobs to the letter, and which just makes for some absolutely and fantastic racing. There's Zola, first up, readying up first. Then there's Llama, Torpedo, Pengu, Bullbeast, Careless Jackson, 2D Torpedo. I think there's Jeebus John there, and we're continuing to see all of the guys currently readying up. And we are going to be expecting nothing but a fantastic race here. And here we go! Line up on the grid. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights! And we're waiting for the lights to go out. Lights out and away we go here at Zandvoort! Look at that spray! It seems that it's going to be definitely a foggy track here. And we're going to have to... Oh, there's a bit of a squeeze there. But I think that's going to be a Red Bull. But so far, all of the cars going away cleanly. There's Tygoras, followed by 2D, followed by Joe, followed by Waldo, followed by Edgar, followed by Trap, followed by Danny, followed by Wise, followed by Ashley, followed by Careless, and that's going to round out your top 10. I'm speechless with how well these guys execute. All of their driving skills are just being put out here to the max. I'm sorry that I haven't been, oh, oopsie daisies. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting all the stuff. There we go. So far, I guess Tootie was not expecting the jump by Tygoras. And that was a very, very interesting jump there. Tygoras is going to have to do some hard defending because he knows 2D is indeed the pole sitter here for Q3, so she's going to try to constantly apply pressure on Tygoras and make him slip somewhere, maybe into the S-bends where it's going to be definitely tricky. But there's Tygoras now leading the race with a 1:17.4, I believe. Yep. 2D and the rest of the grid, Tygoras and the rest of the grid, they go through the S-bends, indeed, with the constant different changes. Oh, it's a stirring sight to see all of these cars, an entire train of cars just all going through. As now we currently have 15 people watching on this Easter Sunday, Zandvoort Grand Prix, or Netherlands Grand Prix, I should say. So far, with Tygoras now leading the race, 2D is continually trying to find some way up and out. But it seems that all of the cars are just going to have to wait until the grid spreads out. Unfortunately, that's Fiend. That's Fiend 20 seconds behind Pengu. That's going to be very, very interesting because Fiend during last season was usually in a different place where probably Bullbeast is and around P11. And then there's going to be, then usually it's Pengu at the back. Pengu is at the back, however, not as of the back as Fiend is currently, with Pengu trying to find any way to get past Torpedo with his BWT Racing Point. There's the overtake button being used. Torpedo, I bet, is feeling some pressure there from these guys as they show the predicted stop strategy. Oh, there's a bit of a turn by Pengu as he's trying to find some way past Torpedo. As the track is now currently spreading out now and equalizing already through lap 3 out of 36. There's Zola and Tamir having a bit of a fight. But of course, Torpedo cannot just simply focus on that because he also has to defend from Pengu, who's behind. It's just all going down here already here at Zandvoort. So far, Zola and Tamir are so far so good, as they're currently getting away from the grid, or at least from the rear of the grid, that being Torpedo, Pengu, and Fiend. And it seems that they will just continue to try to constantly charge through the field if Zola wants to place anywhere good. Same thing with Tamir. There's Tygoras now at the bottom corner of the screen, now sitting at, I believe, 112.0. Some very, very quick speeds are being achieved here today, clocking in near 300 kilometers per hour, as the overtake button has been, is constantly being applied, and unpressed by Tygoras as he's continually trying to lead the grid and continually trying to get away from 2D. So far, so good for all of the drivers. So far, no penalties to report. And there's already another purple Sector 1 for Tygoras. There's Torpedo now being relegated. Pengu now passing Torpedo. Torpedo is going to be trying to find any way to overtake Pengu again. So that way he can continue to see if he can't continue to charge upwards. But Fiend is currently, I believe, is going to be the first back marker here at Zandvoort. As we now come on to lap 5 out of 36. Starting to get hot and sweaty here in the commentary box. Tension is just still continuing to rise. So far, there's very few drivers who have not placed somewhere different. Oh, there's Bullbeast leaving. Why did Bullbeast leave the session? Nani? What? Huh? I don't understand. But currently Lowe is being sandwiched by his own teammate and Lowe, who's trying to find some way up the block. Currently now P12, P13, and P14. Jeebus John, I think, is starting to get a little bit annoyed by BG Bullbeast. After all, now he's in AI. There's a bit of contact there. Oh my god! What is happening with the AI here? I have no idea, but I know for a fact that Jeebus John is now furious. Same thing with Shmi as he now goes through. Now BG Bullbeast is unfortunately now an AI, which is going to definitely get in the way of Jeebus John as he was trying to get through there. And I thought I even saw contact, believe it or not. So I have no, because I saw BG Bullbeast's, yep, there's the cross that says that he's no longer controlling that car. It's going to be AI controlled currently. There's Tamir trying to find a way around Bullbeast, but currently is having no such luck. Continually trying to hunt down Bullbeast's AI, and I think he's going to make it stick here. Same thing with the rest of the grid, that being Zola, Pengu, and Torpedo. Still no sign of Fiend, now 18 seconds behind Torpedo, which is definitely unfortunate. Oh, there's a bit of Tamir, unfortunately making a very large mistake. Unfortunately, twist. There's contact! There's contact by the Williams of Tamir and Zola, as Zola tries to squeeze on through, but Tamir doesn't want to give way, but he's going to go ahead and give it away as well. Now he's fighting back now with Pengu. There's a bit of wide circling by Pengu with Tamir. Tamir's being all over the place. He's being pushed every single which way. And now he's going to be under threat by, indeed, also Torpedo. So now that's going to be Tamir trying to defend himself by not being at around P18. All sorts of things are happening in the back of the grid here. That's Torpedo's. That was dirty by Tamir. Tamir doing a dirty one from a Torpedo, because I think I saw a little bit of contact there. Definitely unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. He'll be seeing some form of a penalty, I bet. Oh dear, that's Pengu! Pengu out of the session again! There's Fiend. We're now riding on board with Fiend, but I don't think we'll be able to catch it at time because these guys are very, very quick to do all of their stuff. Yep, no, there's Pengu again. Definitely unfortunate. There's both. I think that was both tires out. However, oh wow. Okay, yeah, you guys can't see this right now, but whoa, Pengu's furious. Pengu is stomping and hopping mad, which is definitely unfortunate. And here we go. We're seeing the first people pit, apparently, for, I think they're going to go for better tires. Okay, no, there's stops. tires. Okay, so yeah, everybody's, I think, is going on for their first stop because of Penku's little incident. Definitely terrible to see. Do we have Penku in chat? Penku, if you're in chat right now, go ahead and, I guess, tell us what happened there. Not full blog post, please, however. Also, with now, it's going to be Tygoras and 2D going into the pits. That's going to leave Trap and Danny JJ. 2 Haas cars is going to be going for green. There's Bullbeast rejoining the session. No idea what happened with him. Actually now behind Danny JJ actually now behind Danny JJ and Trap. And then so we the current top 5 looks as such: Trap, Danny, Atway, Llama, and Tygoras. So far, so extremely interesting, as unfortunately now Pengu has retired from the session, which is unfortunate to say the least. As the safety car now comes rolling by, with the rest of the grid, some of the cars are currently making a position for what they have lost, as now we are currently seeing their new lap times, which is going to be extremely slow. There's the new interval. With now everybody out of the pits, actually he's still in the pits. He's switching onto apparently hards. Very, very interesting. So far, no penalties to report. Hope you are all having a fantastic show, because I know I am. With now Trap, Danny, and indeed Llama currently now scoring some more positions, furthering themselves upward into around the top 3. It's going to be definitely interesting to see when we go green again of how Tygoras and 2D are going to be behaving when we go green again. An absolutely fantastic helicopter shot of seeing those 2 Haas's and indeed 2 Renaults. Absolutely incredible to see. And we're now getting news from the safety car, or at least race control, that the safety car shall be in this lap by. So already now lap 9 out of 36. These are very short races, so you have to take them while they count. However, if you do wish to see full races, then go check out XRRL, that being our new league for the more realistic version of the XRL league with a full race and so simulated damage. With now the safety car coming in, there's green flags as we once more go loud at Zandvoort, as Trap is currently the first one through T1, followed by Danny, followed by Tygoras, followed by Llama, followed by Jeebus. There's already some contact. I think that's a yellow flag there. Yeah, that's Wise. Penku has left the session, and that's going to be Wise. Oh dear. Apparently Wise got caught up with the chaos, which is definitely unfortunate for him. Which now he has been relegated to now P19. So Tamir is now in P18 currently. With Tygoras already passing RB Llama, and currently continuing making his way up to distance himself from 2D, who's now in the middle of the pack, currently in P8. She'll have to find some way to find a way past Waldo, and then through Jeebus John, who has now been put up to 6th. Now with Edgar, that's a bit of near contact by Jeebus John and Waldo, as now Jeebus John is now slowing. Tygoras now making up another place past Danny JJ, continuing to be on hunt mode for Trap, because Trap is going to have to find that Renault car in his mirrors, and then have to try and find a way to defend, which is going to be all kind of a stress chest type move. Oh, and we got more yellow flags coming your way, but fortunately I don't think it's that serious, because No, the yellow flags are still out. Oh dear. Oh dear, I think that's Careless. Yeah, I think that was Careless Jackson that was slowing. Very unfortunate for him indeed. It's always the first section, it seems, through this start of the race. There's something coming off of Careless's tires, which is interesting to say the least. Oh dear, that's a bit of a grass. That's a bit of contact. All kinds of things happening there between Careless Jackson and Wise. This track is just full of chaos. As now, Careless Jackson is currently, for some reason, slowing. Joe Pelly will be trying to... Yep, and there's the overtake by Joe Pelly on Careless Jackson. Then there's going to be next Low and Fiend. And there's a bit of a drag race between Tigurus and Trap, as they're both side by side into turn one. I think there's a bit of contact there, but it's so far so very clean between these two drivers. There goes Tigurus first off, and then there's Trap next through. So that means Fiend will be the next back marker. I have no idea why Penku retired. I think he may have unfortunately got a little bit out of control with his car, which is definitely disappointing to see from Penku. I was hoping to see maybe him getting maybe placed into P15, maybe near the top 10, but no, it's DNF. There's Tigurus now stealing the race once more as he now is put into P1. 2D is currently in P7, currently trying to hunt down Waldo, and then Wama, Edgar, Danny, Trap, and so that way she can get back in that fight with Tigurus. There's Trap now making up the time he lost, as he's now currently around 1.5 hundredths of tenth of a second behind Tigurus. And then there's Edgar right next to Danny JJ, just trying to find some way to overtake and pass Danny, but so far it doesn't look like there's currently any solution to find. There's Fiend now setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:12.2. Very interesting, especially because he is currently in P18. And, oh dear, that's a bit of hold up from, I believe, Danny JJ to Edgar. Tigurus now sitting the fastest lap with a 1:11.8, as currently Tigurus is still continuing to steal the race. Wait a minute. Why did 2D... What the... That's a plot twist. 2D has now been relegated back to P15. No idea what happened there. It's like the entire grid just body slammed her into P15, which is definitely interesting. I've been saying that a lot. I need to stop. There goes already lap 14 out of 36. So that's going to be around, say, 22 minutes, 22 laps left in the race, I believe. So definitely some drama has definitely unfolded here at the Netherlands, in the Netherlands. Before Tigurus is continuing to steal the show. There's a bit of yellow flags. I think that's gonna be that's gonna be the red cars. That's gonna be the Ferrari, the 24 Ferrari of Zola. Now, unfortunately, being part of now P14. Fortunately, it seems that there is no damage currently on his car. However, that has indeed, I don't know what happened there, but whatever happened placed him back down into P15, which is definitely not what he wants, unless he wants to continue to push his teammate Low upward, which I don't think, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen because Low is seriously down, which is definitely unfortunate for the Ferraris here. I was hoping that they would steal it from Tigorus, but Tigorus just seems to be continually untouchable by any of the grid. Trap is now 2.8 seconds behind Tigorus. Race Control has indeed issued the first penalty, which that's going to be a theme for multiple warnings. Now here's the real question, who will follow suit? And there goes lap 16, now 36. There's now 20 laps left of the session. There's Low. Why did Low exited? Low exited for some reason. I have no idea. There goes the virtual safety car again. As here comes. I have no idea what happened. I'm gonna be right on board with Tigorus to see maybe what has happened with Low. No! Ah, dang it. Too late. So Low, you're gonna have to tell me in the chat what happened there, buddy. I have no idea. Okay, no, he just crashed. Definitely unfortunate. Oh dear, for Low. Low, my boy. That's gonna hurt hard for Ferrari. I was hoping to maybe see something come up here today, but unfortunately, Low has come up short. As now we are currently once more underway. I'm done with this track by. Oh no, Low. Just on the panel with that more interesting face. Anyways, now with lap 17 now 36. Definitely unfortunate for now Low being the next one to be out of this race. I'm done with this track by. I mean, I guess fair play to him. This track is definitely tricky, to say the least. I mean, it just looks hardcore intimidating. Just wondering, could we get some Fs in the chat for Low and Penku? That'd be lovely. And just nice little ceremony. Yep, there we go. Here comes the Fs. There's Whippy with the first F, followed by me. So Tigorus is just long gone. Now five full seconds ahead of Edgar, who has it seems that the two Haas cars of Trap and Danny have unfortunately been relegated to the back of the grid. There's Tootie now. Fortunately, she's trying to make her way up through the positions to maybe find somewhere close to get back to Tigorus. So Whippy, it's going to be completely dry throughout the entire session. No rain to be reported of currently. And there's the second unfortunate penalty, I think, issued to Tamir, if sight serves me correct. Now there's Waldo coming through now. Waldo trying to fend off Llama, it seems. Llama is having none of it and is just trying to find a way past him so that way he can continually defend his #1 spot teammate in P1 currently. But right now, Llama is in P4, and he's going to have to try and slug it out with Llama. Or no, with Waldo, excuse me. Here we have BG Bullbeast, I think, coming out of the pits now. Trying to get somewhere past Tamiya F1. Fortunately, I think he had a bit of an internet connection glitch, which definitely sent him back a couple of places. But it seems he's back and better than ever because he's trying to find a bit of a spot near Tamiya. Oh, it's very tight. It's very tight. Oh, that was near contact there by Bullbeast to Tamiya. But fortunately, Tamiya or Bullbeast did not receive any damage so far. 90 minutes now clocking in. Currently now lap 20 out of 36. So around 16 laps left in the session. There's BG Bullbeast still gonna see if he can't get Tamiya on the straights. There's DRS full. There's overtake full. Over there goes the overtake button. No, there goes the overtake button back. And there's the little drag, bit of a drag line to the start of the lap. And indeed T1. And there's BG Bullbeast now sprinting past Tamiya F1, looking to get Tamiya's teammate Joe Pelly into his grasp, and indeed past him. Tootie is now currently trying to fight Edgar's teammate, Mr. Shmee. Shmee has definitely had a very interesting career, or at least of what I've seen so far as me being a commentator. Then there's Tootie now getting DRS on, and trying to continue to put pressure on Shmee. I suppose practicing before she goes up against Tigora, because I know for a fact that Tootie's extremely, extremely quick for a driver. There's Shmee continuing, and then okay, here comes Tootie now onto the stretch with overtake not activated. However, DRS is. She'll get in front of Shmee and indeed pass him for P8. She's a very talented driver. And indeed, she is extremely fun to watch as she just absolutely sprints and just passes through all of the other drivers of the grid. Now coming out to lap 21 out of 36, so 15 laps left to go. I don't know why I continue to say minutes instead of laps, but oh well. There's Wise having a bit of a scrap between actually a bit of a tiff. Oh, Atsui's getting pressure put on him by Wise. You can definitely feel it. However, of course, what Wise does not know, he will soon have to defend from a very much charging Tootie right behind him. There's Fiend with another producing a time penalty for multiple warnings again. It's going to be definitely unfortunate for Fiend, for he's kind of made up a couple of positions from the start of the race. And Atsui's going to continue to try to not be put under pressure by Wise, but I don't think he'll have any choice. For the number 12 Mercedes machine is definitely quick around, especially here around Zandvoort, with him currently being in P7, and he's just going to try and find his way back up to the top three of where currently Edgar, Waldo, and Tygoras are currently. As we cycle through the cameras, there's Llama trying to see if he can't get near Waldo and indeed pass him for P3 and trying to knock himself into that P3 spot. But we're just going to have to wait and find out to see if Llama can indeed achieve such a thing. But no, he'll be going into the pits. I don't know what for. But we'll be riding with him all the way as now unfortunately starts getting overtaken by Trap. Now switching I believe onto another set of softs. I think this will be his final stop and will continue to help him throughout the entirety of the race. There's a lot of cars that are passing him by off track, of course. There goes Tootie, actually. Tootie is still trying to fight. Now that Wise is closer to her, she can continue to see if she can't get Wise in his grasp. In which, if so, she'll overtake him for the lead. Was actually continuing to putting pressure on Wise. There's Tygoras in the pits. That's going to make all sorts of things happen. Yep, there's Tygoras now with his new tire change. I think that's a new set of softs. Yep, there they are. So that's going to be Edgar now taking the lead of this Netherlands Grand Prix. Definitely ought to see through the entirety of it. But definitely a fun race to watch, nonetheless. So with now lap 24 out of 36, that's going to be 12 laps left in the session. So these guys really have to start rushing for it, as now Fiend is unfortunately now back into P18. However, he's not in. He's not a DNF driver, which is 100% a plus for him. Tygoras is still trying to fight, and he's going to be trying to chase after Waldo, who's currently around 3 seconds in front of him. So he's going to try any way he can to get right next to Waldo and get past him. As soon as Edgar goes by, it will now be 10 laps left in the race. That's Torpedo now with a 3-second time penalty for, once more, multiple warnings. Thanks, Codemasters. Tootie now being pushed into 6th, and just like, oh dear, that's actually with a 3-second time penalty right underneath Llama and Tootie. Tootie continuing to fight Wise, who's currently in front of her, and I believe that Tootie's going to try and get Wise on the home stretch, which is definitely a precise call, but I'm making it. Tygoras now seeing the fastest lap with a 1:11.0, getting past, or now getting through now 1/10 of Waldo. Getting near inside of him. That sounds wrong. Wow. Yep, and there's Tootie now getting further and further near Wise. She'll be trying to overtake us as soon as possible. Because now with 26 out of 36, that's 10 laps left to go. Now with Tygoras now right next to Waldo, as Waldo is trying to get him out of his Tygoras' train of slipstream. That's Tygoras going on the outside, and is it going to stick though? Oh, he's getting pushed onto the a bit of the gravel there, as you can see. Tygoras now is continuing to fight against Waldo for P2. Waldo's having none of it with Trap no longer being being a part of the equation for Tygoras. Continually being in hunt mode, for Tigorus is not easy for him. For Waldo and indeed Edgar are definitely good drivers. However, I don't think they have the absolute relentless fierceness as Tigorus has, and he's demonstrating right now. That's an incredible overtake by Tigorus there, as he now continues to hunt back for P1 of Edgar, which he's with Tigorus is now currently around 7 seconds off of Edgar, but he'll be continuing to hunt nonetheless, as we're now lap 28 out of 36, as Edgar has passed by at around 6 seconds ago. Edgar being by himself, he's going to try to find any single way to stay there, even if Tigorus knocks at his gate. He just has to continue to persevere and slam the door on him. And there's going to be a yellow flag. That's going to be, I think that's going to be Torpedo. Yep, that's Torpedo slowing down. There's a bit of contact by Fiend with Torpedo. That's a bit of wing damage, I think, between Fiend and Torpedo. Definitely unfortunate. There's yellow flags now. I think that's for, I think that's Shmee. That's Shmee. Now, oh dear. A very, very crippled Shmee, even though there's no front or rear wing damage. I think a lot of these drivers are starting to get fairly aggressive as we're coming now through the closing laps of this race. Already there's Tigorus. Now with 5 seconds off of Edgar's time, Edgar will soon be seeing a very, very determined Tigorus in his mirrors. Here goes lap 29 out of 36, so around 7 laps left to go for all of these drivers. Judy is still in P6 and continuing to fight Wise, but so far, oh dear, okay, never mind, I thought Trap was, yeah. So Wise and Tootie still continuing to fight against each other for P5, so that way Judy can get knocked into the top 5 spot, and maybe to continue to close the gap on her rival, that being Tigorus, during this race. With Wise and Tootie just constant, their cars bumping up and down through the curbs, with their suspension rocking all over the place. But I think Tootie's got Wise here. It could be possible, but it's going to seem like Tootie is really behind. Then there's Llama right behind her, so she's also going to have to defend as well as attack, which is, I must say, not always the easiest thing to do. And then there's Jono now in the chat. Hello, Jono, bonjour. So Tootie's having to do a bit of a sword and shield here, shielding herself from Llama and using the sword on Wise. You can just hear the V6 engine, V6 turbo right behind Wise, and that's going to be definitely playing a very psychological factor. Oh, so apparently I'm hearing from Sasha Andre, a previous X2 driver for mainly for AlphaTauri, and I believe for Williams. Apparently both Wise and indeed Tootie have both spun and are recovering. That's incredible. And then there's Tootie. I think Tootie's going to try to make it stick, but no! It doesn't seem that way. So if you're wondering, Tootie and Wise qualified first and third respectively, but Wise had indeed a fifth, 5-place grid penalty, which relegated him to the rear. But yeah, 2D and Wise spinning and having the recovery is just incredible to say the least. I mean, look at these guys go. Still fighting for P5. Well, some of these guys haven't even spun even once around this track, and are still slower than them. That's how incredibly talented 2D Wise and indeed Tygoras are. Indeed, John. It was a great recovery, even though I didn't really even get to see it. Or, I mean, I did, but I didn't at the same time. Tygoras still bearing down on Edgar, looking for that P1 spot as we now come on to lap 32 out of 36. That only means one thing, and that means that's four. I think that's four. Yeah, that's four laps left in the session. It's now or never for these guys. That's Llama going on the offensive and into the inside. That's a bit of contact from there. From Llama by 2D from Llama. Oh, that's a hard shunt by 2D. She is not happy about that one at all. So yeah, the main fight is happening kind of in the middle because everybody else is pretty much spread out except where there's Careless Jackson. Yeah, oh dear! That's Careless Jackson! Careless Jackson is, oh wait, no, he's still alive. However, that is some proper front wing damage on the home stretch. Oh no! Oh god! Oh wow! That's a large amount of contact. That's yellow flags. I have no idea. Why was Careless Jackson trying to get out on track right then and there? Oh no! Oh no! Fortunately, I don't think anybody got taken out, but I think that was Mr. Shmee that got involved, maybe, or was that Edgar? I think that was that was Edgar. That's Edgar slowing as he comes out of the pits. Very, very unfortunate for Edgar. He was leading the race, but now fortunately that's given Tygoras his #1 spot. Can we get an F in the chat for what has just indeed happened there and has been performed in front of our eyes? With now safety car now coming out, Jeebushan now having a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Yeah, that is going to be I know for a fact Edgar is now furious. And we'll definitely be reporting that into incident report. I have an honest bet. Any kind of money. 20 quid, 50 quid, any. With now lap 33 out of 36. The race has indeed continued. With now lap 34 out of 36. That means I think that's 2 laps to go. So Tygoras is now up in front and indeed leading, followed by Waldo, followed by Trap, followed by Edgar, and followed by Wise. Then Llama, of course, overtook 2D, and then now Llama is fighting with Wise in the P5 spot. There's them side by side. There's the Renault there, and indeed the McLaren. There's Jeebus John, now getting another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jeebus, what are you doing, man? I know for a fact there is anger stirring up in those cockpits, ladies and gentlemen. There is pure and indeed hardcore rage erupting in those monocoques. Now with the penultimate lap now going by as Tygoras now passes the start-finish line. It seems that Tygoras will indeed be your winner for this race, but so that's going to be Edgar now saying the fastest lap with a 1:10.6, I believe. Once again, definitely unfortunate. However, at least he did make a decent recovery being in P4. But so far, it does seem Tygoras will indeed race to the finish and indeed be winning this Grand Prix. It's just been a dramatic race all in all, with me having to commentate it alone, unfortunately. However, I think it was definitely interesting, to say the least. With Tigris now entering the final corners with this, once again, beautiful, and I mean beautiful, helicopter shot as he now goes through the final corner. And Tigris will be your... wow, I got off there. Will be your Netherlands Grand Prix. That sounds definitely odd, but Tigris will be your winner for this. Oh wait, no, excuse me. One more lap. Wow. Okay, chat. We're gonna pretend that never happened, and we're just gonna continue on. So with Tigris, thank you for the +10, whoever that was. So yeah, Tigris, now coming through the final corners. Tootie is unfortunately still was back in where she was, P7, as well as with Llama and Wise trying to fight somewhere near for that P5 spot. Llama is continuing now with his sword. Oh no. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, mistakes have been made. Tootie is a shoot. Oh, Tootie will never hear the. Okay, whatever. Tigris wins, followed by Waldo, followed by Track, followed by Edgar, followed by Wise, followed by Llama, followed by Tootie now. I know, Zola. Then here comes Asway for the final time. Asway will be in the P8 spot. There comes Bull Beast. Yeah, great job from Wise. However, I personally think that 2D is, in fact, driver of the day. He is... Okay, so Bull Beast needs a bit of a... I think his gearbox is messed up. I mean, do you see the gear changing? How is this man constantly going from 3rd to 4th that quickly? So yeah, an absolutely great race from all the drivers all around. Absolutely a dramatic race, to say the least, with two incidents happening. Driver of the day being Llama. Personally, I think it's Tootie, and indeed Wise. He and Wise both just persevered with how great. With how crazy that spin was, and of course their fantastic recovery into around the top 5 spot. But currently we have Tigris once more as the winner, and Tigris is continuing to propel himself further into the season once more, and indeed has seemed to have accomplished something similar to Beard Boost and Ultimate when they were in X2, and it seems that Tigris just needs to continue this train of domination if he wants to continue to get propelled into X1. And then of course 2D is of course going to be right behind. There's all of the drivers starting to leave the session. So for right now at least, this is currently the standings for the final time for the Dutch Grand Prix. So that's how you pronounce it. Okay, good to know for next time, of course. Tigris, so first in first place Tigris, then Waldo, then Trap, then Edgar, followed by Wise, and then in 6th we have Llama, Tootie in 7th, Atwee in 8th, Bullbeast in 9th, Danny in 10th, Jeebus John 11th, Joe Pelly 12th, Mr. Shmee 13th, Fiend 14th, Zola 15th, and then we have Tamara F1 in P16, Torpedo in P17, Careless Jackson P18, and then unfortunately we have Low and Pengu, unfortunately DNFing. So yeah, all in all, a crazy and dramatic race here at the Dutch Grand Prix. So yeah, absolutely a fantastic race, to say the least. I hope everybody has enjoyed this race. I don't think I'm going to be doing any driver interviews because, if I'm going to be honest, those get awkward really hardcore and really quick. So, that's going to be the end for the Dutch Grand Prix. Next weekend, that's going to be the 11th of April, 2021. That's going to be in Australia, so we're going to be going to Melbourne. I'm not Australian, so that's my excuse. So yeah, definitely an exciting race, to say the least. But unfortunately, with that's going to be the end of the race, and indeed of the stream. So I want to thank everybody who was watching that came out and watched these guys race their pants off. Never mind. Just race to their absolute best capability here in this Dutch Grand Prix. And if you enjoy it, please hit a follow and indeed turn on that notification bell. I don't mean turn off, turn on the notification bell. I'm making all kinds of screw-ups at the end here. So yeah, make sure to turn on the notification bell for when we go lights out at Melbourne next weekend on the 11th of April. And if you're watching this in post, please subscribe to the XRL channel. Give it a like, share it with your friends, so that way we can continually have a larger and larger crowd, because it's always nice to have everybody come out and have a good time. As well as make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications. Again, for when we go lights out next time at Melbourne. But for right now, that's going to be the end for me. Unfortunately, it seems that Herbie didn't show. Definitely unfortunate, but oh well, what can you do? But anyways, yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to do all of the things that I asked you to, because I'm a nice person. And so yeah, I'll see you guys